Hey guys, welcome back to Matt Keeps Fish. Happy Sunday and happy birthday to my dad. June 13th. It's a little late on the upload date, you know, but in this video, we're going to talk a lot about the Bloodfin Tetras. We're going to move a ton of stuff around in this 40-gallon aquarium, kind of give updates on what we're doing now, what else we got, and tease at future stuff. You know how I do things, so let's go. Alright guys, so we did a 30% water change, not as much as I thought. I just didn't want to stress the autocinklus out too much. But now we're going to take all of this kind of dying hornwort out. We're going to put it in a bucket and we're going to bring it back to the 10-gallon. Now if you guys can remember, the reason that we put it in the 40-gallon originally is to breed betas, or to breed gourami originally, but that didn't work out. If you guys go back to those beta videos, not great endings to any of them. Another reason that we're taking the hornwort out is because the water lettuce kind of looks better in here. You can see it's really yellowy right here, but like we saw in the last video, I started putting PVC tubing around the hang-on back filters so they don't suck the plants under every time I turn them on, so that we should get a lot of movement with the duckweed and the water lettuce and the salvinia, and that'll allow all the leaves to get a little bit of light throughout the day. I guess one thing that's really great about water lettuce instead of hornwort is with the hornwort, it's very dense, so you didn't get much light coming through, which is good for making the fish feel safe, but it's not good for color. With the water lettuce on here, I think the fish are still gonna feel safe, but we're gonna get a lot better color.
Guys, surprise update. Do you see what I see? That is a beautiful thing.
If you guys don't understand why I'm so excited right now, it is so hard to get autocinklus to eat. I've been doing a ton of research. It's been putting me off from getting autocinklus for a long time because they are so hard to feed. People end up getting rapashi. They'll spend hundreds of dollars. They'll spend a ton of time trying to grow algae for these little fish, but they're eating cucumber. They're eating fresh cucumber. I have a feeling they saw Kitster chewing on it this morning, and now they're like, hey, I want a piece of that. And now that 2 of them are eating it, the other 4 are gonna go after it, and I'm not gonna have starving autocinklus anymore. This is so awesome. So awesome, man. Like, I was literally afraid last night that they were just gonna, in 3 days, they're just gonna starve out because they're not gonna eat anything. There's not a lot of algae in here, but they're eating cucumber, guys. They're eating cucumber. I'm gonna start feeding them green beans. I might be able to get them on algae wafers. Obviously they're gonna eat any extra algae, but dang guys, that is so nice. All right, let's keep going on the floating plants. Alrighty, so the floating plants are in, the water lettuce, the salvinia, and the duckweed. They look pretty good. I'm gonna show you guys some B-roll right now so that you can see that the floating plants are not getting sucked under because of that PVC tubing. It works, guys. It totally works. I did need to use 2 hang-on back filters though for the PVC to loop around, but it works really well. I think the water lettuce and all these floating plants are gonna look great on here. For some reason the salvinia is dying off. I have no idea why, but even if it does die and we keep the other plants, that's 2 out of 3, so it's great. There's not as much movement with the floating plants as I was thinking. I might get a power head at some point. I've heard a lot of bad reviews on the power heads at like PetSmart and stuff, but I might still get one, see how it goes. Zach said they're pretty good. That's what he uses. So I might go with one of those just to move the floating plants around, make sure they're all getting light. And yeah, so I'm gonna work. Oh, we gotta put the hornwort in the 10-gallon. Let's go do that. All right, so here's the 10-gallon. Just a little bit of duckweed in there. Never gonna get that out. But you can see one of our assassin snails right here. Looking pretty good. There's one in the background there. There's one that's burrowed. You can actually see the burrowed one right there with its sand snorkel poking out, looking for prey. I've actually found these guys to be a lot more like ambush predators than I thought. I thought it would be mostly that they would hunt down prey because they're pretty darn fast for a snail. Oh well, doesn't matter to me. They look really cool. I hope they live long enough to breed because they're gonna be a great sell. I think we're gonna make a lot of money off these guys. And then what do? We put it right back into our aquariums and we do a lot more stuff with it. So let's put this hornwort in. All right, so if there's one thing I love about hornwort, it's the effect of putting a massive bundle in. Did we get all of it? Yeah, we did. Boom.
and then it just kind of spreads out like that.
So I gotta say, the hornwort in that aquarium looks so good. It makes that piece of driftwood really look like a tree. You know, it's got the branches coming out of it, then it's got the roots going into the water. So cool, guys. We gotta breed something in there. We got Java moss, we got hornwort. It's the perfect setup to raise fry in, but I have no idea what to put in there. So let me know your options in the comments below, and I might choose one of them. I don't know. I seem to come up with ideas like crazy, so we'll see what happens. And then in this 40-gallon, floating plants looking great. All the floating plants looking great, but you guys didn't come to see floating plants. You came to see the Bloodfin Tetras. So we'll go on to that cinematic now, and I'll spend some time cleaning up the aquarium. Welcome back to a future mat update. Today the update is on the Bloodfin Tetras, and I gotta keep track of which update it is because there's so many videos going on right now. I'm hanging out with so many people, doing vlogs and stuff like that. We're getting a ton of fish. I actually have a bunch of new fish in the 10-gallon. I'm getting a bunch of new fish for the 40-gallon, so there's a lot of stuff going on. There's like 6 videos in the works right now, and I don't even have enough camera storage for this, so. Anyways, that's my life behind the scenes. Also, I'm working full-time at the pet store, so that's taking up a lot of time, and yeah, life is crazy right now, but it's not boring, so at least there's that. Also, I got a bunch of these filters because I had a big sale at my store today, and so we're not only going to be doing a review on that, but I'm going to show you guys in the auto sinkless video, which will be coming next, maybe? How we're gonna use those in the 40-gallon and in the 10-gallon as well, because they're a great filter and I love them. On the topic of our final of the trio from which we got while we were with Zach, the, sorry the camera's shaking, the assassin snails, I got 3. One is still hiding in the 10-gallon, I put the other 2 in the 40-gallon, and I don't know where they went. I think they burrowed. Hopefully they're laying eggs, because if they're not laying eggs, that was a $25 mistake. Okay, so that's the general update. That's everything going on in the background. Let's talk about the Bloodfin Tetras. Now, the Bloodfin Tetras, once they've settled into my aquarium, are probably the best schooling fish I've ever seen. They're more active than neon tetras, so you get that movement, that unified movement throughout the aquarium. They're probably a little bit more active than the rainbow fish. They're a little bit more nippy than the rainbow fish. But it's like a rummy nose tetra, but you just made it hardier and you put more red on it and you also put green on it, and it's just a way better fish than the rummy nose tetra. If you guys are thinking of getting a rummy nose tetra, don't. Get a Bloodfin Tetra. They're so much cooler. My store sells, I didn't get mine from the store, I got mine from Big Al's obviously. But my store sells glass Bloodfin Tetras. So the difference there is, you know, glass, meaning you can see their skeleton, you can see their organs, and they only have red on the tail. Whereas the ones I got are a little higher quality, or I guess they're completely different. Yeah, they're just completely different. Where they aren't see-through pretty much at all. Instead of being translucent, it's actually green. So, pretty cool. It's like a light green. In fact, when Zach and I went shopping, and he got the Hardline or Brilliant Rasboras, or Excellent, I don't remember. When he got the Rasboras and I got my Bloodfin Tetras, I realized that both of them are pretty similar. They love schooling. They're a very long, slender fish, very active, and they both have a little bit of green, a little bit of orange or red in my case. If you guys haven't seen that video yet, I will link it right here. Yes? Yes. So the Bloodfin Tetra is, again, it's not as good as the Black Phantom Tetra in my opinion, but it's a much better schooling fish. It's going to be much better schooling in the background. They don't overpower the neon rainbows, which I love, because they have the complementary red, but they have a very faint green to them, which doesn't overpower the purple blue of the dwarf neon rainbows. I have seen them doing a little bit of breeding. I'm hoping I can get the plants. That's going to be my big focus after we get through these next few fish videos, is I'm going to focus a lot on plants and fertilizing. And I believe I'm going out this Saturday to a store we've looked at before with Joe and Ryan called Critter Jungle, and I'm hoping I can find some good fertilizers there, because there's very few fertilizers that are high in nitrogen, and that's what my aquariums really need. They need the macronutrients, because with my hard water, it's hard for the plants to absorb the naturally occurring macronutrients from the fish waste. So at this point, you can tell I'm kind of coming off of the track of having a big centerpiece fish, you know. It was like electric blue acara and then a few small fish, and now it's, well, maybe crebensis and a lot of small fish, and that slipped down to a pistogramma, and now I'm wondering, like, maybe just all small fish and a lot of small fish, so that those small fish can breed in the plants that will hopefully be growing. I'm hoping to have a lot of plants. Part of the reason I got those filters is so that they can move the plants around, the floating plants, so they can all get equal light, and it's not going to be a crashing waterfall just breaking up all my plants and pulling them out of the substrate, which tends to be the case with the AquaClear. I guess there's not much more to say on the topic of the Bloodfin Tetras. They're great schooling fish, you know. I'll do a care guide on them eventually. Probably not that far in the future. I'll probably do them when I start school and I have less time to go out and do new fish. I'll do not reviews. I'll do care guides on older fish so you guys get a better sense of what they're like and if you should have them. Otherwise, I think the best representation I can give of them is just showing them through my cinematics. You know, you guys can see how active they are, you can see how hungry they are. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. I've gotten my fish to the point, and you can see with where I was feeding the tubifex worms that I stuck under the glass, that I can actually come right up to the glass, and all the fish, instead of swimming away, or instead of being kind of cautious, they're like, oh my goodness, the guy's here, he's bringing us food, and they all come up to the glass. For so long, all the fish were hiding in my minimal plant cover, and I'm like, well, the only way I can fix this is to get thicker plants, and it's really hard for me to get thicker plants because my water is just really, really hard. But I added a bunch more schooling fish, and now all the schooling fish is and now all the schooling fish are coming out. So if you guys have a big enough tank and you're noticing that your fish are kind of hiding away from you, they're being super shy, add a bunch more. You know, if you have a 20-gallon and you're like, oh, I'll add 5 neon tetras. No, add 20 neon tetras, okay? They're gonna be out so much more, they're gonna look so much better, and yeah, schooling fish. I think this is gonna be my niche, these small schooling fish. We'll see what happens. I don't think that these guys are gonna leave. I think they're all gonna be permanent residents, and I can't wait to see them breeding and future generations popping up, and hopefully assassin snails. And I think that is everything for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more like this. We're gonna do care guides, we're gonna do vlogs, we're gonna do fish store tours, we're gonna look at other people's aquariums, lots of awesome fish stuff, and I will see you guys next Sunday.